All of my favorite writers didn't pop off until their 40s, and I think I know why. Hey there, this is Tia the Writer, and I'm here to read the article of that same name. All of my favorite writers didn't pop off until their 40s, and I think I know why. That I wrote for my Substack. If you'd like to follow along with me, the link to the article is in my description box. And if you see me looking over to the side, it's because I'm literally reading it from my laptop over there. So, I hope you don't mind. Also, thank you for being here. Thank you for clicking on this video, man. Like, I really appreciate that. All right, so let's get into it. All of my writers, Lord, all of my favorite writers didn't pop off until their 40s, and I think I know why, by Tia the Writer. For as long as I can remember, I dreamt of being as dope as Maya Angelou, Nikki Giovanni, Alice Walker, Terry McMillan, and the great Toni Morrison. However, through my 20s and 30s, I struggled to write that gritty shit, that witty shit, that downright shitty shit. Mainly because I was so cautious of keeping my image intact. Youth will do that to you, close you up, make you feel like what you have to say isn't worth reading because you're just insert young age here. For years, I pondered on what I could do, what workshop I could possibly take to be as vulnerable as Miss Angelou, as bold as Miss Toni, and as raw as Nikki Giovanni, who was so cold as a poet, I always remembered it's Nikki with two Ks. The light-skinned Black woman with the short gray fro and thug life tatted on her arm. I remember falling in love with her and her writing while reading an article in Vibe magazine on her decision to get her infamous thug life tat. She said she didn't quite agree on Tupac's music, but she felt his spirit of revolution. She felt his change maker energy and wanted to honor him. I thought that shit was so cool. Not historically cool, but cool. But it never feels like history in the moment. Looking back, Miss Giovanni getting a thug life tattoo was historical as hell and symbolizes a bridge from generation to generation, pretty much saying, I see you, I see you. And we all want to be seen, especially if we're creating from the heart. So why I couldn't write as well as my idols? Well, I simply hadn't lived enough. It took me to get deep into my 40s before I realized this, and I hope it soothes your young soul if you're reading this right now. Your writing gets better in your 40s. Honestly, everything gets better in your 40s, but that's a whole other random Substack article. In my 40s, I'm confident and more patient because I believe you have witnessed so much life thus far and maybe went through a few or a lot of losses. You appreciate life a little more. You slow down a little and just live. And as you just live and push through life, the words come. That's if you have something to say. The words flow out with wisdom and grace. You're grown. And it shows in your writing. You know what to take out and what to keep. You know when to cut the fat and when to leave it greasy. You know your shit is dope. And that's when you realize why all your favorite writers didn't pop up until their 40s. It's a magical time, and it's an absolutely delicious time of your life. Maya Angelou published I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings at age 40, and Toni Morrison dropped The Bluest Eye at age 40. Nikki Giovanni was an accomplished writer. She was an accomplished writer in her 20s and published well into her 70s, which is motivational for me as it shows you don't ever have to retire from the craft. So here I sit at a small desk in my bedroom, typing away, writing some of the best shit of my life, hoping it will pop off like the amazing women before me. If not, my 40s are still delicious. Peace. And thank you so much for listening to this. I appreciate that. I want to get my writing out in any form that I can, even if people don't read anymore, as a lot of people have told me recently. I still want to get these words out. So thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. And until next time, peace.